when you're in an organization and you need to lead this platform, you need to be able to report up to show the value. You need to have a roadmap that you're driving towards. You need to think through people's behavior, not just their permission sets. We came up with the idea of platform leader after talking to a whole bunch of system administrators, Salesforce administrators, who had found themselves in their role either kind of as an accidental admin, they were kind of promoted into it, or they had a career change and they wanted to get into Salesforce. Very quickly, they realized the skills that it takes to become a Salesforce administrator, getting your certification, things like that, are very different to where you actually find yourself. This thing that kept coming out was Salesforce administrators feeling overwhelmed, particularly as their organizations were looking to take the next step with Salesforce towards agentic AI and how they're going to be using AI. Well, as a Salesforce admin, I am feeling overwhelmed about just reacting and responding to everybody's support tickets. We created a platform leader because I wanted to help people with that. There's some simple skills that you're not going to learn in a practice certification exam, but they're skills that you need to learn to move from being reacting to actually thinking strategically about the platform that you're leading. Things about collaborating with others in the business, things about communicating up to the C-suite and how do I do that? What's a good technology roadmap look like? How do I shape people's behavior around data? Not just by creating required fields, but changing people's actual behavior. And the big one, how do I set up governance structures? What does a center of excellence look like in our organization? And how would I even take the first steps to do that? That's why we started Platform Leader, because those kind of soft skills were missing in a lot of the way that Salesforce administrators were being trained. Let me tell you about one of the guys who joined us. He had to report regularly up to the C-suite, but something wasn't getting through. He'd be talking that people weren't understanding. In the last week, we talk about how to communicate value rather than communicating work. If I'm a leader in an organization, I don't care whether you've been busy. We've all been really busy. What I want you to do is tell me what's the value that you brought. Just helping him see the very first thing I should be communicating is we've saved this many hours for the fundraising team by doing this. It was so freeing for him because he suddenly went from feeling like people don't understand what I do to, I can help them see how valuable I am and how valuable my team is. That's a really big win. What we want to see happen more and more as we roll out Platform Leader.